Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about something important, how to learn English. Learning English can actually be fun and easy if we approach it the right way. So I'd like to share some tips with you. Let me start by telling you a story. When I was younger, I didn't know any English. I was scared and unsure of myself. But then I started listening to English stories every day. Slowly, I began to understand. The words became clearer, and the fear started to fade. Listening is a powerful way to learn. When you listen, you hear new words, learn how to pronounce them, and understand how they're used in sentences. So, make it a habit to listen to English every day. Stories, songs, podcasts, or even the news. It really helps. Now let's talk about practice. You've probably heard the saying, practice makes perfect, and it's true. When I was learning, I practiced every single day. I spoke in English even when I made mistakes, and that's okay. Mistakes help you grow, so don't be afraid. Speak English as often as you can. Another great way to learn is by reading. Reading is helpful because it shows you how words work together. Start with simple books. Children's books with pictures are perfect. They make it easier to understand the story and learn new words. I remember reading a story about a lost cat. It was very simple, but I loved it, and I learned so many new words from it. The more I read, the better my English got. So, try to read as much as you can. It will really help. Writing is also super important. When you write, you use the words you've learned and practice putting them into sentences. Start small. Write about your day, your family, or anything you like. The more you write, the more confident you become. When I was learning, I kept a small notebook and wrote in it every day about school, friends, and even my dreams. I made a lot of mistakes, but I learned from every one of them. Writing helped me improve a lot. Another tip is to watch English videos. Watching videos is fun and educational. You can watch cartoons, movies, or TV shows. You'll hear how native speakers talk, learn new words, and improve your pronunciation. I remember watching a cartoon about a funny dog. It made me laugh, and I also learned new words from it. Watching that cartoon helped me understand English better. So watch videos often. They're really useful. Talking to people is also a great way to learn. If you have friends who speak English, talk with them. Practice as much as you can. If you don't know anyone nearby, you can find people online. There are many others who are learning English too. You can help each other. I had a friend who spoke English very well. We talked every day. Sometimes I made mistakes, but she helped and corrected me. Talking with her helped me learn faster, new words, better grammar, and more confidence. And finally, be patient with yourself. Learning a new language takes time. It won't happen overnight. So don't give up. Keep going, even when it feels hard. Every small step you take brings you closer to your goal. I remember feeling really sad and frustrated when I couldn't understand something in English. But I didn't give up. I kept going. Little by little, I improved. I started learning more and more. That's why it's so important to be patient with yourself. You will get better, step by step. Now, let's talk about using a dictionary. A dictionary is your best friend when learning English. Whenever you find a word you don't know, look it up. Learn what it means, how to say it, and then try using it in a sentence. I used to carry a small dictionary with me everywhere. Every time I heard a new word, I looked it up and tried to use it right away. That simple habit helped me learn a lot of new words. So always keep a dictionary nearby. It's a powerful tool. Another great tip is to play games in English. Games are fun, and they help you learn without even realizing it. There are many games that can help with English. Word games, puzzles, or quiz games. When I was learning, I used to play a word game with my friends. We had to find as many words as possible. The person with the most words won. It was a fun and exciting way to learn, and I picked up lots of new vocabulary. So don't just study. Play. It's a fun way to learn. Also, try to think in English. This can be tough at first, but it really helps. When you think in English, you get better at using the language naturally. You learn how to form sentences more quickly and confidently. I remember starting to think in English during my learning journey. At first, I had to translate everything in my head, which was hard and slow. But with time, it got easier. Eventually, I started thinking in English without even trying. So give it a try. It will make a big difference. Another helpful tip is to set goals. Goals give you direction and help you stay motivated. Start with small, achievable goals. For example, learn 5 new words a day or read 1 page of a book every night. When I was learning, I set simple goals. My first goal was to learn 10 new words every week. Then I challenged myself to read an English book. Every time I reached a goal, I felt proud, and that pushed me to keep going. So set goals. They'll keep you focused and inspired. It's also really important to review what you've learned. Reviewing helps you remember things better. Go over your notes, read your old writing, or listen to a story again. The more you review, the more you'll remember. I used to review my notes every week. I would read them again and again, and each time I understood more. It also helped me see how much progress I had made. So take time to review. It will really help. Another key point is to stay positive. Learning a new language isn't always easy, but having a positive attitude makes a big difference. Believe in yourself. You can do it. When I felt like giving up, I reminded myself why I started. I kept my goals in mind and told myself, I can do this. And I did. Staying positive gave me the strength to keep going. So whatever happens, stay positive. It will help you succeed. Lastly, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. They're a natural part of learning. In fact, mistakes are how we grow and improve. Don't feel bad when you make a mistake. Learn from it. Mistakes actually help you improve. I made so many mistakes while I was learning English, but I never let them stop me. Each one taught me something new and helped me get better. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're some of the best teachers you'll ever have. And finally, remember to enjoy the journey. Learning English is a journey filled with new things to discover. Try to have fun with it. The more you enjoy learning, the easier it becomes. When I was learning, I tried to enjoy every part of the process. I loved learning new words. I enjoyed understanding new stories. That joy made everything easier, and it helped me learn even faster. So have fun and enjoy the ride. It really makes a difference. As we continue on this journey, here's another helpful tip. Surround yourself with English. That means try to bring English into your daily life as much as possible. Listen to English music, watch English movies, read signs, or change your phone's language to English. I remember when I switched my phone to English. At first it was confusing, but I slowly got used to it. Every time I used my phone, I was learning something new. So the more you're around English, the more you'll learn, even without realizing it. Another important habit is repetition. Repeating things helps you remember them better. Don't be afraid to go over the same words or sentences again and again. I used to say words out loud every day until they stuck in my mind. The more I repeated them, the more confident I became. So practice repeating. It really works. Sometimes learning can feel a little boring, but you can make it fun. Try singing songs in English. It's a great way to remember words, and it's fun too. You can also create little stories using the words you know. It makes learning feel like a game. I used to sing English songs every morning. It made me feel happy and ready to learn more. And sometimes I made up funny little stories using new words. It was a great way to remember them. So find creative ways to make learning fun. It will keep you excited and motivated. Here's another helpful tip. Use what you learn right away. When you learn a new word, try using it in a sentence. Use it when you speak, when you write. Just start using it as soon as possible. For example, when I learned the word beautiful, I used it everywhere. The sky was beautiful. The flowers were beautiful. Even my breakfast was beautiful. That's how I remembered it. So use new words right away. It helps them stick. And most importantly, don't rush. Learning English isn't a race. It's okay to go slow. It's okay to take breaks. The most important thing is to keep going. Even if you learn just one word a day, that's still progress. I remember times when I felt like I wasn't moving fast enough, but then I realized every little bit counts. Each word I learned was a step forward. So take your time, enjoy the process, and be proud of every small success. Another great idea is to keep a journal in English. Try writing about your day, your thoughts, your dreams, anything you like. Writing every day is a fantastic way to practice your English, and it's also really fun to look back and see how much you've grown. I kept a journal when I was learning too. At first, I could only write short and simple sentences, but over time, my writing improved. My sentences got longer, my vocabulary grew, and I could express myself better. Seeing that progress felt amazing, so start a journal. It's a simple but powerful tool for learning. Another tip is to ask questions. If you don't understand something, just ask. Asking questions helps you learn faster and shows that you're curious and ready to improve. Don't ever feel shy. There's no such thing as a silly question when you're learning. I used to ask a lot of questions, to my teachers, to my friends, and even to myself. Each question brought me closer to understanding. So if something isn't clear, ask. It's one of the best ways to learn. There will be times when you feel tired or frustrated, and that's completely normal. When that happens, give yourself a break. Rest, do something you enjoy, then come back to learning with fresh energy. I remember many times when I felt worn out, so I took a short break, maybe listened to music or went for a walk, and came back feeling ready to learn again. Taking breaks is important. It helps you stay motivated and prevents burnout. So be kind to yourself. Rest when you need to. Also, remember to celebrate your progress. Every time you reach a goal, no matter how small, celebrate it. Did you learn a new word today? Celebrate. Did you finish reading a book? That's worth celebrating too. Celebrating helps you stay excited and motivated. When I hit a goal, I'd treat myself, sometimes with cake, sometimes by watching my favorite movie. It made the process fun and gave me something to look forward to. So don't wait for big moments. Celebrate every win. Another helpful tip is to learn with others. Learning with friends or in a group can make a big difference. You can share tips, practice speaking together, and support one another. And it's simply more fun than learning alone. I had a friend who was also learning English. We studied together once a week, helping each other and practicing conversations. Learning with someone made everything easier and more enjoyable, so find a learning buddy if you can. It'll make the journey more fun. Also, listen to yourself when you speak or read aloud. Pay attention to how you sound. This can help you improve your pronunciation. You can even record yourself speaking and listen to the playback. It might feel strange at first, but it really helps. I used to record myself reading short stories. When I listened to the recordings, I could hear where I needed to improve. Over time, my pronunciation got much better. So don't be afraid to hear your own voice. It's a great way to learn. And finally, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own speed. Some people might seem to learn faster, and that's okay. You're on your own journey. It's important to focus on your own progress and celebrate your personal achievements. There were times when I looked at others and felt like they were learning faster than me. But eventually I realized that everyone has their own journey. What mattered most was that I was improving at my own pace, and that was something to be proud of. So don't compare yourself to others. Keep your eyes on your path and enjoy your progress. Another helpful idea is to be creative with your learning. Use your imagination. Draw pictures to help remember new words, write short poems, or even make up songs. When learning is fun, it sticks better. I used to draw little pictures of the words I was learning, and it made everything more colorful and exciting. Sometimes I'd write silly poems using new vocabulary, and those words stayed in my memory. So try to be creative. It adds joy to your learning experience. Let's also talk about the power of staying organized. When everything is in order, it's easier to stay focused. Keep all your notes in one place. Make lists of the words you want to learn. Set a schedule that works for you. I used to keep all my materials neatly in a folder. I made checklists of new words and marked them off as I learned them. Being organized helped me stay on track and feel more in control. So take a few minutes to organize your learning. It really helps. Another tip is to be consistent. Try to study a little bit every day. Even just a few minutes counts. What matters most is showing up regularly. I made it a habit to practice English daily. Some days I studied for hours, other days just 10 minutes. But I kept at it, and that made all the difference. So be consistent and you'll see steady progress over time. And remember to be kind to yourself. Learning a new language isn't always easy. Some days will feel frustrating or slow, and that's okay. On those days, don't be too hard on yourself. Remind yourself that you're trying, you're growing, and that's what really matters. I had moments when I felt stuck or discouraged, but I learned to speak gently to myself. I reminded myself that making mistakes is part of the process. Being kind to myself helped me keep going, so treat yourself with care. It will keep your mindset strong and positive. Here's another fun tool: flashcards. They're a simple and effective way to remember new vocabulary. Write the word on one side and the meaning on the other. Then test yourself whenever you have a few minutes. I used flashcards all the time. I kept them in my bag and reviewed them during breaks. They helped me learn lots of new words in a fun, fast way. So, give flashcards a try. They really work. Also, try to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. This means surrounding yourself with English in your everyday life. Think in English, speak in English, and write in English as much as you can. The more you use it, the more natural it will start to feel. I made an effort to think in English throughout my day. I'd talk to myself in English, write notes in English, and even describe things around me in English. This daily immersion helped me become more comfortable and confident. To feel comfortable with the language, try to surround yourself with English as much as you can. The more you're exposed to it, the faster and more naturally you'll learn. So, immerse yourself in English. It really helps. Another important tip is to stay curious. Curiosity is a powerful tool for learning. When you're curious, you're naturally driven to explore, ask questions, and discover new things. I was always curious when I was learning English. I wanted to know what every word meant. I asked a lot of questions, and that curiosity kept me excited and motivated. So be curious. It makes learning more fun and meaningful. It's also helpful to review your goals regularly. As you learn, your goals might change. Maybe you've already reached a goal and need a new challenge, or maybe your current goal feels too easy or too difficult. Checking in with your goals helps you stay focused and on track. I reviewed my goals every month. I adjusted them when needed. Sometimes I made them bigger, sometimes smaller. This helped me keep moving forward. So, take time to review your goals. It keeps your learning journey clear and rewarding. Another great tool is using online resources. There are so many helpful websites, apps, and videos out there. They offer lessons, quizzes, games, and more, making learning fun and interactive. When I was learning, I used online resources all the time. I watched videos, played games, and took fun quizzes. These tools helped me learn in a way that didn't feel boring. So explore what's online. It can really boost your learning. Also, try to learn about English-speaking cultures. Language and culture go hand in hand. When you understand the culture, you understand how people really use the language. I enjoyed learning about holidays, traditions, and everyday life in English-speaking countries. It made the language come alive for me. So learn about the culture. It gives you a deeper understanding of English. Staying motivated is also very important. There will be days when learning feels slow or difficult. That's normal. What helps is finding what keeps you going. Maybe it's setting small rewards, remembering your goals, or having someone who supports you. I stayed motivated by giving myself little rewards, like a treat or some fun time, after reaching a goal. That made learning something to look forward to. So figure out what motivates you. It will keep your energy up. Another key tip: be patient with yourself. Learning a language takes time, and it's okay if you don't understand everything right away. There were times when I felt like I was learning too slowly, but I reminded myself that progress takes time, and little by little, I improved. So be patient. You're getting better every day, even if it doesn't always feel that way. It's also helpful to listen to different English accents. English is spoken all around the world, and people sound different depending on where they're from. Listening to various accents can train your ear and make you more confident. I listen to English speakers from the UK, the US, Australia, and other places. It helped me understand different ways of speaking and made me feel more prepared for real conversations. So try to listen to different accents. It'll make a big difference in your understanding. Finally, try to use English in real-life situations as much as you can, whether it's ordering food, chatting with a friend, or writing a message. Using the language in your daily life helps you remember and grow. Practice in real situations brings everything together. It makes the language real and useful. Make learning meaningful and fun. One of the best ways to make learning more meaningful is to connect what you learn to your own life. When you see how something applies to your daily experiences, it becomes more valuable and easier to remember. Another important tip is to believe in yourself. Confidence plays a big role in learning. When you trust in your ability to improve, you're more likely to succeed. I learned to stay confident even when I made mistakes. I reminded myself that I could always get better, and that mindset helped me grow. So, believe in yourself. You can do it. Celebrate the small wins along the way. Every time you learn something new, take a moment to feel proud of yourself. Each little success is a step forward. I found joy in every new word I learned. It felt like a tiny victory. Those small wins kept me motivated and excited to keep going. So don't overlook them. They show how far you've come. Here's another tip. Try listening to English radio. Even if you don't understand everything at first, it helps you get used to the rhythm and sound of the language. You'll hear how words are pronounced and how sentences are put together. I listen to English radio regularly. At first, it was hard, but over time, my listening skills improved a lot. It's a great way to get more comfortable with English. Also, try thinking of learning as an adventure. Each new word is like a little treasure you've discovered, and every sentence is a new path you get to explore. This way of thinking made my learning journey more exciting. I looked forward to discovering new treasures every day. When you see learning as an adventure, it becomes something to enjoy, not just something to work through. Another great tool is language learning apps. There are so many fun apps with games, quizzes, and lessons that make learning interactive and enjoyable. I used many apps while I was learning, and they made it feel more like play than work. That kept me motivated. So explore different apps. They can be a fun and helpful way to improve your skills. And don't forget to take breaks. Learning can be tiring, and it's okay to rest when you need to. If you're feeling burned out, do something you enjoy for a little while, then return to your studies with fresh energy. I took breaks when I needed them. Resting helped me stay focused and avoid feeling overwhelmed. Visual aids are also super helpful. Pictures, videos, and charts can make things easier to understand and remember. I used a lot of visuals when I was learning. Images helped me remember vocabulary, and videos showed me how to use words in real situations. They made learning more engaging and fun. Finally, don't be afraid to start over if you need to. Sometimes going back and reviewing the basics can really strengthen your foundation. There were times when I had to go back and relearn things, and doing so actually helped me understand better in the long run. It's perfectly okay to start again. It's part of the learning process. Enjoying the learning journey. Remember, everything you're doing is part of the learning journey. Progress takes time, and each step counts. Here's another great tip. Give yourself small rewards when you reach a goal. Having something to look forward to keeps you motivated and makes learning more fun. I often rewarded myself with simple things, a piece of chocolate, a favorite TV show, or a relaxing activity. These little treats kept my energy up and made the process more enjoyable. So go ahead, reward yourself. You've earned it. Try to stay curious too. Curiosity is what keeps learning exciting. When you're always eager to discover something new, it becomes easier to stay engaged. I kept my curiosity alive throughout my learning journey, always looking for the next thing to explore. That curiosity gave me the drive to keep going. So stay curious. It will turn learning into an adventure. Another great way to improve is by listening to English podcasts. They're perfect for building listening skills and picking up new vocabulary. There are podcasts on almost any topic, so find one that interests you and listen regularly. I listen to them often, and not only did they help me learn, but they also felt relaxing and enjoyable. So, give podcasts a try. They're a fantastic resource. Also, try to use English in as many ways as possible. Speak it, write it, read it, and listen to it. The more you use the language in different situations, the faster you'll improve. I made an effort to use English in everyday life, talking to friends, journaling, reading books, and listening to stories. Using the language in different ways helped me grow much more quickly. So mix things up and keep practicing in all forms. Here's another helpful habit. Take notes. Whenever you learn something new, write it down. It helps you remember better, and your notes become something you can review later. It's a simple habit with a big impact. As we wrap up this journey together, think of learning English like growing a garden. Each word you learn is a seed, and every sentence you build is a blooming flower. With patience, care, and love, your garden will flourish, full of color, beauty, and life. Let's keep nurturing that garden with curiosity, passion, and joy. The real beauty of learning isn't just in reaching the goal, but in enjoying every moment along the way. Each small step you take brings you closer to your dream. Celebrate those steps, embrace the journey, and never lose sight of the happiness that learning brings. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What are your favorite tips for learning English? How do you stay motivated? Share your thoughts, experiences, and stories in the comments below. Let's support and inspire one another as we grow together on this amazing learning adventure. Thank you for being part of this journey. Keep learning, keep growing, and always keep shining.